At the end, I had my ribs broken and my spleen was ruptured and I nearly died in hospital. He came in and he told me that if I told anyone what he'd done, he'd break my other ribs. I mean, I talk about it sometimes like a tsunami that's come into my life and smashed it to pieces.
It was a doctor who convinced Sarah to admit that she was being abused, but her partner was never actually convicted for what he did to her. As part of the new plan, £75 million will be invested in tackling abusive behaviour, and there'll be more cash for specialist support services. But the big talking point is a suggested new register for convicted domestic abusers, which would work a bit like the sex offenders register. It could require them to report to the police when they move house or open a bank account with a new partner, and would allow those in new relationships to check if their partner had a history of domestic abuse if they were worried.
What we want to do is focus our efforts on deterring those people who think it's okay to abuse their partner in an intimate relationship or in another way. So that's why, along with a number of other measures, we are looking at the idea of a perpetrator register.
But with over 2.3 million people in England and Wales experiencing domestic abuse in the last year, will this encourage more people to report it?
The register will only cover people that are convicted. So we need to ensure that the rates of convictions when people report are actually going to go up. Obviously, the drawbacks are that if people do report and then there is no conviction, they're being put further at risk.
Like many victims, Sarah was afraid of reporting what was happening. But how does she feel about the idea of being able to check if a partner has a history of being abusive?
When I was with my perpetrator, I don't know if I would have had the nerve or the guts to actually find out if he had been put on the register. It might have been too frightening, but maybe one of my friends could have done. But that wouldn't have helped me, unless he'd been convicted. So it's a step in the right direction, but I think more needs to be put in place.
It's taken years for Sarah to recover from her tsunami of domestic abuse. Many more are drowning in it. Ruth Liptrot, 5 News.